Good evening. Organisers of the Royal Adelaide Show are on tenterhooks tonight after another major surge in bird flu.
There have now been 81 confirmed cases in South Australia, way more than any other state. But Lauren Rose, as of tonight, the poultry exhibits will go ahead.
They will. That's because at this stage there's no evidence the H5 virus has spread to poultry. But the situation is certainly being monitored very closely. The Primary Industries Department has been liaising with the Royal Adelaide Show since the first detection of bird flu last month. It says currently there's been no change to biosecurity arrangements around its poultry, pigeons and eggs competitions, but participants are being told not to even consider bringing any birds showing signs of illness.
This isn't something that we can control. We can absolutely take preventative measures, particularly in relation to the poultry industry. We have 121 million poultry birds, 120 million meat birds and 1 million egg-laying poultry in South Australia.
It's a risk the organisers of the popular Paul Lincoln show are not chancing. They've taken matters into their own hands, cancelling the chicken show scheduled for this Sunday. Whether other upcoming shows follow suit remains to be seen. Will.
All right, thank you, Lauren. A series of explosions has rocked a street in Broadview, with fire destroying 2 sheds and threatening neighbouring homes.
Residents were forced to flee after the blaze broke out at a troublesome share house.
Explosions echo through a Broadview street.
It's just a big bang, really. It's just a big bang that went off.
The whole shed was just engulfed in flames. They were huge.
Residents forced to flee as their homes came under threat on Bruce Street just after 9:30 last night. On arrival, crews found 2 sheds and several cars fully involved.
There was a big crowd of people, giant plumes of smoke, and you'd hear a bang and then another plume of smoke and another bang and another plume of smoke.
6 residents were able to escape as firefighters moved quickly to protect neighbouring homes.
And then my dog started barking, so I went outside to have a look and I could see the flames coming above the fence.
Daylight revealing the damage and how close the blaze came to spreading. A resident telling 7 News she believes the fire was started after a battery was left on charge.
The scooters and bikes in the shed, even a motorbike. I'm not sure what sort of battery it was, to be honest.
Neighbours describe the address as a troublesome share house, claiming suspicious people regularly come and go and that police are frequently called to the property.
It's safe to live here because the power's been cut off to the shed, but I don't know, the owners might want us out.
The MFS says the cause of the fire remains undetermined. Jonathan Edwards, 7 News.
South Australians are being warned the $3.2 billion bill for the new Women's and Children's Hospital is only going up. The state government today admitted cost pressures are mounting, but wouldn't say how much extra tax will have to be forked out.
Digging deep to celebrate a milestone.
What we will see soon is the concrete piles being poured into the ground to support the construction of the new hospital.
A government that's building the hype faster than the hospital, according to the opposition.
Not since the Castle's Dale Kerrigan have we seen someone wanting so much credit for digging a hole.
The Health Minister insisting the new Women's and Children's will be delivered on time in 2031. As for the price tag, he refused to put a number on it.
There is no doubt it is under a lot of pressure. Reduce the pressure that we are under for construction projects.
Blaming construction costs and the complexity of delivering a project of this scale. The state no stranger to major health projects blowing out. The final bill on the Royal Adelaide Hospital grew by more than $700 million, while the Flinders Medical Centre expansion rose by almost $100 million.
It's been nearly 13 years since Labor first promised a new Women's and Children's Hospital, and today we've got no final costings.
With debt forecast to hit $50 billion, the state's finances are already under strain. A significant cost blowout here would only limit the government's capacity to spend in other areas.
If the government makes a change in terms of the approved budget, we will make that public.
Michaela Kamarik, 7 News.
Police are appealing for dashcam video of a fatal smash near Strathalbyn. A 45-year-old man from Hindmarsh Island was killed when his van collided head-on with a truck on Alexandrina Road at Sandergrove around 12:30 yesterday afternoon. The 61-year-old truckie wasn't hurt. Major crash investigators are urging anyone who witnessed the crash or with video to contact them.
Adelaide workers who make some of the nation's favourite biscuits have walked off the job demanding better wages. Fed up, Arnott's employees say years of substandard pay rises have left them with crumbs.
Bees make honey and there's honey in yo-yo. Arnott's yo-yo biscuits.
They're behind some of Australia's most iconic biscuits, but say their pay packets are not so sweet. Around 160 Arnott's employees gathered outside the Marston factory, claiming they've been left with crumbs after 4 years of 2.5% annual pay rises.
That doesn't even equate to $1 an hour.
Workers marching their message through the streets. Night shift staff clocked off at midnight, the strike set to run for 24 hours.
They work unsociable hours, they work long hours. Workers just want a wage increase that can actually get them ahead.
While their chants may be loud, their voices are muted. Employees are free to take industrial action, but not allowed to speak with the media.
Workers should have a right to say exactly what they feel about their wages and conditions in any workplace in Australia.
Workers here say they rely on overtime each week just to make ends meet, adding they're not asking for anything extraordinary, just a fair deal that reflects the hard work they put in every day. Workers have knocked back Arnott's wage offer of a 9.5% increase over 2 years.
Whilst we respect our employees' right to take protected industrial action, we are disappointed because our negotiations have progressed quite well.
The company says it's happy to return to the negotiating table once the union is ready. Madison Stanley, 7 News.
A truckie had a lucky escape when his tipper rolled at Waterloo Corner this morning. Emergency crews arrived at the Waterloo interchange just after 8 o'clock, where the truck carrying soil rolled while taking a corner. The driver, in his 30s, managed to climb from the wreckage without serious injury. A heavy tow truck was brought in to upright the vehicle and clear the scene.
South Australian first home buyers who've cashed in on the federal government's 5% deposit scheme may soon face a reckoning.
That warning from the Coalition, saying a house price freefall will push tens of thousands to the brink, and they're not the only ones predicting a price plunge.
At an Amazon warehouse, the acting opposition leader gets into a sticky situation.
All right.
Jane Hume coming unstuck, delivering her lines.
We need to support our small businesses with what's it called? I've forgotten it now. Isn't that terrible? It's an asset write-off. There we go.
On message when it comes to the property downturn.
A collapsing housing market is not a good sign for a strong economy.
Coalition analysis predicts 34,000 first-time buyers who use the 5% deposit scheme will lose $2.2 billion in value and go into negative equity if dwelling prices fall by 10%, as predicted by Morgan Stanley.
We're not anticipating to see falls that big.
KPMG projects a fall in house prices of only 1.1%, but NAB says it'll be much steeper, 5%, with big drops in Sydney and Melbourne.
Negative equity remains very limited, affecting less than 1% of borrowers.
Government sources accusing the Coalition of doing its maths on the back of a napkin.